Hokkaido is a unique place. I don't know when exactly it started, but sort of like America was pioneered by Europeans, Hokkaido was pioneered by Japanese people in sort of a similar time frame. And so the Japanese really started to come into Hokkaido. I wish I had looked this up previously, but maybe the 17th century or 18th century and 19th century. And as a result, the people you meet will not have, their ancestors are not from Hokkaido. It's sort of a new place, but so it's, I would say the thing maybe to put, if you were just called to Hokkaido, the thing you might be comforted to know or distraught to know is that Hokkaido is not your stereotypically population dense area of Japan. There's a lot of country and beautiful landscapes, and apart from Sapporo, there are parts where it's very, very sparsely populated. A lot of old people. It's wonderful. One great part about Hokkaido is that it has 4 very distinct seasons, and I think the mission currently, the way it's organized, you know, you're finding a lot, and also you are on your bikes all the time. So you are outside all the time. And that was one of the things I loved is, you know, you get to be outside for most of the day. And it's so beautiful. You know, I served in Hokkaido is just one big island. So I served in 3 of the 5 areas I served in, I could see the ocean. And I remember in one of the areas I served in, you know, the stars were so bright every night, like I'd never seen them before. And I would just bike home and look up at the stars and think, you know, it was a great day to be a missionary. And also I just loved the active aspect of it. It felt like I was in pretty good shape for most of my mission because, you know, you're biking like, I don't know. There were days when we definitely biked more than 10 kilometers. But, you know, you're biking and moving around a lot every day. So it's great. It's wonderful. A lot of the jobs are in Sapporo. And if they're not in Sapporo, they're in some of the other biggest cities. And so when you move out of Sapporo, there are less young people and more families or older people. So in Sapporo, there are a lot of young professionals, students. There are also a couple of other college towns. So you'll get a couple of towns with a lot of, you know, people in their 20s. But as you go to some of the areas that are really country, you'll find, you know, a lot of older people, and this is one of the causes of that is because of the current low birth rate in Japan. And you really feel that when you are on your mission, particularly because in general, when you go around housing or talking to people in the streets, the older people tend to be the ones that are in their homes. So, you know, I feel like I came back from my mission and I had talked to a lot of old people, but that was wonderful, because it gave me such a unique perspective to talk to all these old people and to love them. I talked to someone that had seen the atomic bomb fall when he was a little child. And I talked to so many people that had memories of World War II and memories of Americans coming at the end of World War II and handing out free chocolate and candy and cigarettes and just being ecstatic about it. So I really treasured that aspect of life in Hokkaido, that there is, you know, a lot of old people who tend to be kind of lonely, who sometimes want to talk your ear off. And that's great for a missionary. People that are willing to talk. It's fun. But Hokkaido used to be inhabited by a group of people called the Ainu. And they were sort of persecuted in a similar way to how the Native Americans were persecuted in America. And so, unfortunately, there are not very many Ainu left. They've a little bit intermarried and largely vanished. But there are vestiges of the Ainu culture in Hokkaido. So a lot of the names of places, if you were to say them in Japanese to other Japanese people, they would be like, is that Japanese? Where's that? What does that mean? And it's because the words originally have come from the Ainu language. If you ever serve in Tomakomai, you should make sure to go to the Ainu Museum, because they have a sort of historical museum there. And now there are some ethnographers that are looking a little bit closer at the Ainu culture, but I don't know much. But I do remember at that museum they talked about the Ainu language, which is distinct, and the people, which, you know, look very different from the Japanese people. They have beards, and you know, think a little bit closer to, think of mix between Russian and Japanese, and maybe you're there. Yeah. Religious practices, you know, sort of sacrifice heavy, sacrifice bears and whatnot, kind of reminiscent of Native American religious practices in my mind, but I don't know.